Hi, my name's JJ and I'm here to talk to you about this pedal, which is the Boss FZ-5 Fuzz. Now this particular pedal is very dear to me because I bought this on my honeymoon in New York City and I got it from Sam Ash on 42nd Street. Now let me show you the knobs on this pedal. It has a volume knob, it says level, controls the overall volume. And then the second big knob is for fuzz level, and as you will learn later, most common fuzz pedals have this configuration. Now the slightly smaller knob in the middle is a mode selector, and that takes you from F, which stands for fuzz face, to M, which stands for Maestro Fuzz, which you heard all over the intro song, and O, which stands for Octavia, which adds an upper octave to your guitar sound. Okay, let's talk about early fuzz pedals for a bit. In 1962 there were two popular fuzz pedal designs. On the left you see the Maestro Fuzz tone, the FZ-1, and the Tone Bender Mark I. The Maestro Fuzz was used by Keith Richards on Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones, and also the Beatles reportedly used a Maestro Fuzz in 1963 in the studio. The Tone Bender, the one on the right, was used by Jeff Beck in the Yardbirds and later on by Jimmy Page of Led Zeppelin, and also Pete Townsend of The Who. And in the 70s, Mick Ronson, who was David Bowie's guitar player, was also famous for using a Tone Bender fuzz. Very famous circuit. Now the circuit, and this is quite technical this bit, but I'm going to tell you anyway because it's a fun fact. The circuit of these fuzz pedals is called a Schmitt Trigger, and the Schmitt Trigger is designed to take an analog AC signal and turn it into a square wave, so it gets you a saxophone type lead sound. It's also a trigger, as the name suggests, so that implies that the fuzz box is either on or off. So sometimes when the input's really low, or you're using low output pickups like single coils, the fuzz can sound like it can't make up its mind, and that's a really cool sound. You can hear it on the intro song on the cleaner rhythm guitar fuzz. In 1966, probably the most famous fuzz pedal is the Dallas Arbiter Fuzz Face, and you can see where it gets its name from. It looks like a smiley face, right? Jimi Hendrix was famous for using a fuzz face pedal, but early fuzz faces were highly temperamental, and by that I mean that the sound was subjective to temperature changes and weather circumstances. So the fuzz pedal might have sounded different on a different day, right? So also these early fuzz pedals use a transistor called the NKT275, and this is considered to be the holy grail in fuzz pedals. If you can find a fuzz pedal that has the NKT275 chip in it, you're a very lucky guitar player. But of course you have the gripes of the pedal being very temperamental. Then later on, because the NKT275 chips were getting rare, they introduced the AC128 chip, which didn't have the quirks that the older ones have. It sounds a little brighter. It's also a pretty good pedal, but it's not a real, authentic, vintage fuzz face. There's also a fourth category of fuzz pedals, which is the Octavia. And the Octavia was popularized by Jimi Hendrix on songs like Purple Haze and Fire, and also on Little Wing later on. And this is a fuzz circuit that adds an upper octave, so the same note, but only higher to your original tone. Very eerie, very spooky sounding fuzz. In the 1970s in New York City, I love New York City, Electro Harmonics came up with a Big Muff design, which is an entirely different pedal. It sounds more consistent, it has more gain, and it's a different tone altogether. Santana used a Big Muff, and also David Gilmour of Pink Floyd was famous for using a Big Muff for his lead sounds. I really love this pedal. I love the Boss FZ-5, and that's not only because it has sentimental value to me. I think for $80, this is a really usable and very solid fuzz pedal that gets you into the ballpark for many classic 60s and 70s sounds. Is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. You cannot get a Big Muff type tone or a very sticky Velcro fuzz like the ZVEX Fuzz Factory can get you. And also, it's not a true analog circuit, right? Because this uses the Boss COSM technology, and basically it's a modeling pedal. I think it sounds really good through my rig, through a good amp, and if you learn how to use your guitar's tone and volume knobs, which is essential, I think, when you're using a fuzz box, you can get great sounds from this. If you're looking for a fuzz box that's affordable and very easy to use, the Boss FZ-5 is a very good choice. JJ out.